guys, it's me, Jasmine Z, and welcome back to my channel.
But I can't even blame you, blame you. But I can't even blame you, blame you.
I just kind of wanted to talk about what I feel like these past couple weeks, God has been like speaking to me and showing me. It is, I don't know today's date, but it is MLK Day. I had the day off. I know I should know the date. Hold up. Okay, sorry. My dog wanted to come up here. He's looking a little raggedy right now, so don't really mind him. But yeah, I don't know what today's date is, but I do know it's still January, right? So we're all still kind of in this, time of like starting a new year, starting fresh, everything like that. And that's cool. And I'm happy to be in this time period because I feel like the beginning of the year is when I get a lot of like clarity for, what's to come the rest of the year. But like I said, I feel like God's been saying a lot to me lately. He's just been showing me a lot and speaking a lot to me. So I thought I would just come on here and share some of, what we've been talking about. The biggest thing is purpose. I feel like that word just keeps coming up. For like at least a couple years now, that word has just meant a lot to me whenever, somebody preaches about purpose. Whenever someone preaches about purpose or whenever, people are talking about purpose, I love to talk about that type of stuff. But lately, the conversation around purpose has kind of like shifted a little bit. Whereas it used to be, go out there, find your purpose, find why God put you on this earth, do this, do that, get to that place, right? Like that was always the conversation. But I feel like now it's yes, your purpose still matters, but I feel like we get too wrapped up and too caught up in the whole like find your purpose thing, right? That's one aspect of it. So, side note, I watched the movie Soul on Disney Plus. If you have not watched the movie, go watch it now. You're probably gonna be like,
Jasmine, like that movie, it's not of God and
listen, you could get real deep into anything and say anything is not of God. I didn't watch it for the purpose of, is this like the Bible? Like, no, I just watched it because, I heard it was a good movie and I want to see what it's about. And I think it's a good movie. It's very, very deep. I'm going to try not to spoil it and give too many details, but they call it a kid's movie. It's animated, but it might as well be an adult movie because after I watched that movie, I was like, dang, I feel like they just kind of like read me my whole life. Like they have me like thinking like, wow. But the whole, I guess, main idea or theme of the movie was around, finding your life's purpose. And it's funny because I watched the movie yesterday with my family and yesterday was Sunday. So I also went to church. I use quotes because we don't go to church, but it's online. And the pastor, he was preaching about, finding your purpose and what that means. And the analogy he gave to it is like when he was a child, he learned about, like rainbows and leprechauns and like finding the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and all that type of stuff. And he said he was in like second grade. And one day he was like, I'm going to go find that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I'm going to go get on my bike and do that. So one day it rained or whatever, thunderstorm came. After the thunderstorm, rainbow came. That's a word on its own. After the storm comes the rainbow. But anyways, he got on his bike. He was riding around like, okay, I think this is where the end of the rainbow is. Let me find this gold. No gold there. Then he looks around again. Okay, I think actually the end of the rainbow is over there. Let me go ride around over there. I think that's where the gold is. Riding around more. Didn't find it. All that to say, he kept, trying to find the gold, trying to find the end of the rainbow, only to realize, dang, I think my teacher lied to me. That's what he said. He said to himself, he's like, I think my teacher lied to me. I don't think there is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And obviously we know that's true, but he then used that to illustrate that's what finding your purpose is like. It's like this elusive thing that we all chase after, like this moment, this like I feel like I really thought this for the longest, that finding your purpose was gonna be this just like, like angelic aha moment of like, this is what you're supposed to do, like this is what your life is all about. And we're always like chasing that, and we never actually get there. We never actually, not to say that we don't find, what we're good at or something like that, but just to say we never get to that point of like full like fulfillment to say, oh wow, like I feel so satisfied, like I found my purpose, I'm walking in my purpose. It's always the thought of like, okay, well, I'll use myself as an example. Right now I'm in Florida. My plan and goal is to move to Texas. So in his example, it would be like, okay, well, when I move to Texas, that's when everything is gonna line up, and that's when I'm gonna find my purpose. I could also say, oh, well, when I get married, that's when, I'll be walking in my purpose. Or, oh, when I have kids, that's when I'll really truly find, who I am. Like, we're always trying to go to the next thing and say, oh, well, when I get the next job or when I go to the next place, that's when I'll be truly fulfilled and that's when I'll find my purpose. And it's like, that's not true. And that's what happened in that movie. Oh, I'm kind of spoiling it, but that's what happened in Soul. Was like, he got to the point where it was like, he did what he thought his whole life was building up to. And then after the fact, he was just like, now what? Like, is this it? I feel like these days, everybody is just so focused on the next best thing, getting to the next place, bigger house, better car, all that stuff. And that's not to say that like the stuff isn't cool. Like, it's nice. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say I want to live, in a hut or something, but it's like to constantly be chasing after something and feeling like you never actually get there to that point of full satisfaction to feel like, okay, like I'm living life right now. Like, I'm good. Like, I'm content. I don't know. I don't want to get caught. I don't like being caught up in that. And I just feel like my generation and just a lot of people in general in society in America, that's how we are. We're always like, okay, how much money can I make? How great of a job can I have? This, that, and the third. And it's just like, you got to learn how to just be happy with the little things. It's the little things in life that really matter. And that's what I also feel like God's been revealing to me in this season is like, just be happy with the fact, number one, that you woke up this morning, because as we know with COVID and everything, thousands of people, I don't know what the exact number is, but a certain number of people per minute are dying from COVID. So just the fact that you're alive is a blessing on its own. But then it's like, you think about all the little things. Oh, wow. I woke up in a warm bed. I woke up, I got to go to the fridge and there was food in the fridge. Like stuff like that, we kind of take for granted sometimes. And then just like family too, you don't know how long anyone's gonna be here. You don't know how long you're gonna have those people in your life. All of that to say, I just feel like we have to learn how to be content with the small things and to just, it's gonna sound cliche, but like count your blessings, like seriously count your blessings, because it's like, there's so many people out there who wish or could only dream of having, half of what you have, or have done half of what you've done in your life, have had half of the experiences. And meanwhile, we're sitting here, just trying to chase the next high, but it's like, for what, like for what? So that's one aspect of it, just the whole, finding your purpose thing. And I just feel like that's the other part of it, is like, we don't have one single purpose. And I used to think that all the time, was like, okay, it's like I was put on earth for one reason. Like, what's my one reason? Like, Lord, please tell me, what did you put me here? What is my one reason? And something God had to tell me straight up. He said, listen. First of all, you need to chill out. See, God has to kind of get an attitude with me, because sometimes I be getting an attitude with him. So we got to talk to each other like that, because that's kind of only what I understand, is if he kind of gets a little with me. But he was like, you need to chill out with all that, trying to ask me, oh, well, what is the one thing I'm here for, whatever. Focus on right here and right now. He said, I placed you here for a reason. I placed you here on purpose. And I, for the longest, thought, oh my gosh, like, I shouldn't be here, because for those of you who don't know, graduated from college in 2019. I've been living at home with my parents for the past year, and that was not a part of my plan at all. And then obviously COVID happened. That wasn't a part of anybody's plan at all. And just all this stuff that didn't line up with what I thought was making me feel like, oh shoot, like, Lord, like, what are we doing here? Like, is this really part of the plan? But he had to tell me, like, yes, like, this is part of the plan. This is where I put you in this exact position, this exact place on purpose. And I feel like some of you may need to hear that. Like, you may feel like, oh, my life has gone, you know, astray, or maybe like I'm supposed to be here, but I'm really over there. Like, no, you're right where you should be, because that's the way God made it. Even if you have messed up, because we've all messed up, you know, we've all made mistakes, we've all made bad decisions, there's still enough of God's grace to redirect you, you know, to still be able to correct your path, to still get you where you need to go. So it's like, no matter what, you're where God has intended you to be. Now, I mean, if you're out there killing people and stuff like that, I ain't gonna say that. Y'all ain't out there doing what you're supposed to be doing. And then to kind of circle back to what I was saying about purpose, that's what he was telling me, was like, I put you where you are on purpose for a purpose. Like, there's a reason why you're here. It's not just, oh, I'm just here living at my parents' house just because. It's like, no, like, there's certain things that I need you to do while you're here. There's certain things that I've put in your hands for you to, you know, take control of, and for you to show my love or whatever I ask of you. There's just certain things that I need you to do while you're here. So that's like the stuff he's been telling me lately. It's just like, I need to chill. I need to stop comparing myself. Oh, that's a whole nother video, but stop comparing myself and looking at where everybody else is in life and feeling like, oh shoot, well, like, I should be here and I'm all the way back here. It's like, no, everybody's running their own race. And actually, I have my journal here, and that's what I wrote in here was, who are you racing against and why? Like, first of all, who are you comparing yourself to? Secondly, why are you comparing yourself to them? Like, who are they to be like, to set the standards? That's what I was talking to my mom about the other day. Like, who sets the standards? Like, who decides these things? Who decides, oh, you know, you should be married by 25, living in $1 million house by 30, have 3 kids, and who decided all that? I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't think anybody could say, oh, this person, you know, decided that this is the way it should be. But yeah, there are those like standards and those thoughts of like, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. And it's just like, I shouldn't be doing any of that. I should be doing what I am doing because that's what I'm doing. Like, that probably doesn't make sense, but it's like, where I'm at is just fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with where I am in life. But yeah, so just to recap, there's a reason why you're going through what you're going through. There's a reason why you are where you are physically, where you are mentally, because again, that's a whole nother topic as well when it comes to like mental health and stuff like that. There's a reason, and it's not in vain. It's not for no reason. It's not like, oh shoot, like it was an accident. The other thing is, this is gonna sound cliche again, but I wholeheartedly believe this, which is like, God has not forgotten about you, in the sense of like, I was thinking, you know, he told me, okay, he directed me here, as in this part of my life. He directed me to this point in my life, and then he just kind of like forgot about me. You know, he's busy working on other people's lives and solving other problems, and he just forgot about Jasmine. Like, no, he didn't forget about me. He didn't forget about you. Like, this is part of his plan. This is how it's supposed to go. Like, there's a reason. That's all I keep just saying is like, there's a reason. There's a reason you're going through whatever hard time you may be going through. And I know right now is still a difficult time for a lot of people, not just me. But there's a reason, you know, if you've lost someone, or if, you know, you're sick, or if you lost your job, or just whatever, or even good stuff, you know, there's a reason why you got the promotion. There's a reason why you're pregnant. Like, it's all for a reason. So hopefully, you know, it helps somebody and you guys enjoyed, and I'll be coming back soon with some more videos of me trying new stuff and all that type of, you know, fun stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.